Hey guys, this is Communications. Welcome to VHS Collection Part 1. It is exactly what it says it is. I'm going to show you guys my VHS collection. This is only the VHS collection that I have here in Vancouver. I have more in storage in Oklahoma. But let's get started, shall we? This is Part 1 of the multi-part series. I'm going to go through a couple totes that I have that I took out from underneath the bed. My custom-built bed that was customly built for this purpose, the purpose to hold more VHS tapes. So some of you guys might have seen before because I've done updates before, you know, in the past. So you might see some you've seen before, but for some of my new subscribers, maybe you never really saw those updates. So maybe you'll be seeing some of these for the first time. But anyway, let's get to it, shall we? And here's the first one. It's double screening copy of Waiting for the Light with Shirley MacLaine, Terry Garr, and Robot Jocks. It's a really eclectic, random-ass double feature, but there are a lot of screening copy, double feature, promo copy tapes that are like this. And I like collecting these because you get two movies for the price of one. So that's pretty cool. And it's very unique. And this one, I mainly got this for this movie because it was like sort of like a quirky comedy set in the South, and there's some sort of like miracle sort of statue or miracle something. There's a ghost or something like that that's in the house. I don't remember, but it's like a quirky comedy with Shirley MacLaine and Terry Garr. So that's Robot Jocks and Waiting for the Light. Here we have a film called Tagget, and I love how it says Video Alan C109 an hour and 29 minutes. I'm like, did the person who used to own this, his name is Alan, and he wanted to make people know that or is it Video Alien? Is it Video Alien? Did somebody have a friggin' company called Video Alien? I don't understand. Like, Video Alan is like, it's my video, my name is Alan, or my last name is Alan, and C109, I don't know what the hell that is. And he had to put the running time on the front with a Sharpie. And I'm looking on the back here. It's like, the running time's on the back, you idiot. You don't have to write on it. But anyway, got this because it was cheap. And it's a movie that stars Daniel J. Travanti. Somewhere in his mind, a nightmare waits to explode. And Daniel J. Travanti is in it. And it's like a TV movie. Daily Variety said it was energetic and fast-paced. And I mainly got it also because William Sadler is also in it as well. It's based on a book by Irving A. Greenfield. It's about a self-made, highly successful businessman, John Tagget, played by Travanti, who has rebuilt his life after suffering nightmarish atrocities as a CIA operative in Vietnam. When a clue triggers recollections of what really occurred during his last mission, Tagget's life begins to unravel as his former colleagues attempt to close his file permanently. And it's rated PG-13, so it can't be that intense. But it's a good addition to my collection. So there's Tagget. Here's the movie I picked up because I'm a huge Dennis Quaid fan. Alan Parker film. Alan Parker directed Midnight Express, as well as the Mississippi Burning, one of my favorite dramas. Hard to watch, but a great drama. And Come See the Paradise. I guess Jim Whaley at PBS Cinemas Showcase liked it. He called it a film of staggering brilliance. It's a drama that basically takes place during World War II, during the whole sort of when the Japanese were forced into internment camps, and it deals with Dennis Quaid, and he's a character named Jack McGurn, and he got married to an Asian woman, Lily, played by Tamerlan Tomita, on the outset of World War II. And basically what happens is the Japanese bomb Pearl Harbor, and then the Kamimuras, the whole Kamimura family, including his wife, are moved into an internment camp. And Jack is then drafted in the army, powerless to help the woman he loves, and abandoning all hope of ever winning her family's approval, which is really horrible. So it's probably a bummer, but I got it for Dennis Quaid. I'm a huge Dennis Quaid fan. And when I first saw this, I was like, I never heard of this movie. So I was like, I definitely got to pick it up. And I'll see it sometime. But I've just never, this isn't like the type of movie I watch most of the time, dramas. But it's Dennis Quaid. He's going to be great, and it's probably going to be a good movie. So that's Come See the Paradise. Here we have Michael Jackson at Moonwalker. I remember watching this years ago as a kid, and it was like, this is so weird. Michael Jackson turned into a robot, but he's a transformer now? What? And this is basically a series of vignettes of, you know, multiple sort of music videos. You have Man in the Mirror, retrospective, you have 24 Years of Hits, Batter, which is basically a silly version of Bad with a bunch of kids, Speed Demon, which is like a bunch of claymation, it's weird. This whole movie is weird. It's not even really a movie. Leave Me Alone, where Michael Jackson's like, leave me alone! Smooth Criminal, that's the centerpiece of the entire film. And that even says it on the back. It's the centerpiece of the entire film. It's based on a story by Michael Jackson, which he plays a superhero who pits himself and all of his powers against the evil Mr. Big, played by Joe Pesci, who was attempting to take over the world by getting kids hooked on drugs. And in the course of his battle, Michael transforms himself into a robot in a spaceship that destroys the forces of evil and then vanishes into the heavens, only to return later as Michael for a performance of Come Together, his cover of a Beatles song, and then The Moon is Walking as an epilogue, which is the song Moon is Walking, and then it was performed for Michael by Ladysmith Black Mambazo, who I don't know who the fuck that is. I'm sorry, I don't know who Ladysmith Black Mambazo is. It sounds like a freaking spirit, like an alcohol or something. I'll have a Ladysmith Black Mambazo, and actually my girlfriend here will have a Ladysmith Black Mambazo, and I'll just have the Black Mambazo, the regular Black Mambazo. This is like a fucking drink you order at a club. Anyway, it's Moonwalker. And here we have Free Fall with Eric Roberts, Jeff Fahey, and Pamela Gidley. Eric Roberts plays a good guy in this. And he plays an undercover international crime fighter. Undercover international crime fighter. So he's a superhero? So he's an undercover international superhero? Grant Orion. Only Hollywood can come up with names like that. Is a man who thrives on courting danger. Deep in a dangerous rainforest, Grant tests his mettle by free-falling off the edge of nearby mountain cliffs. When attractive photographer Katie Mazur, played by Pamela Gidley, arrives on assignment, Grant's life is turned upside down. Though Katie tells him that she's engaged to her boss, publisher Dex Dellum, played by Jeff Fahey, she draws Grant into a night of passion. When Katie flies to London to meet Dex, Grant unexpectedly shows up at the restaurant where they are dining, and assailants open fire on Dex and Grant saves Katie, pulling her away from the bloody scene. As they're pursued, Grant figures out he's been drawn into an international conspiracy. Well, isn't he an international crime fighter? So that should be, pretty much normal for him, but whatever. Where Katie is a beautiful pawn unwittingly holding the secret to vast fortunes. Yeah, it's directed by John Irvin as well. I believe the same guy who directed Lockup, I think. Yeah, he directed The Dogs of War and Raw Deal. So Free Fall. I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember it being alright. I remember it being okay. For a direct-to-video movie, it was alright. Here we have a movie called The Chinese Box. I got this because I'm a big fan of Jeremy Irons, and also I saw the trailer and it looked like it might be interesting. As you can see, it's the letterbox edition. Widescreen VHS is from Wayne Wang, the director of Smoke and Joy Luck Club. Yeah, Mr. Wang. Wang directed this. Wang directed this movie. From acclaimed director Wayne Wang comes a gripping romantic drama set against the background of Hong Kong's recent return to Chinese rule. You have Jeremy Irons, who stars as John, a British journalist living in Hong Kong. John has fallen in love with Vivian, played by Gong Li, a bartender with a jaded past. Vivian is eager to secure her position in Hong Kong society and wants her successful boyfriend Chang to marry her. When Chang proves to be indecisive about the relationship, Vivian turns to John, giving into their feelings for a brief but passionate affair. They now face inevitable change and unexpected obstacles in this touching and compelling film. I picked it up because I saw the trailer. It looked like it had some really nice visuals and some good performances. That's the main reason why. Jeremy Irons. So there's that. There's Chinese Box. There's a movie called Streetwise, which is actually interesting. This is a pretty rare film. I don't believe this is on DVD. And it's got music by Tom Waits. I love Tom Waits. I love his music. But basically, this movie was nominated for an Oscar, and it came out in 1985, or 84, I believe so. And it portrays the lives of 9 desperate teenagers. And they are thrown too young into a seedy grown-up world. And these runaways and castaways survive, but just barely. Rat the dumpster diver, Tiny the teen prostitute, Shelly the baby-faced blonde, and Dwayne the hustler. All old beyond their years. All underage survivors fighting for life and love on the streets of downtown Seattle. And I think this is a low-budget movie. I don't believe this is like a documentary or anything. But Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert really liked it. They said it was sensational and compelling, one of the best movies in 1985. And, you know, at 13, there's not much Lily hasn't seen except love. And basically, the film actually has on the back of the VHS, it has a number you can call if you're a runaway. So if you're a runaway or thinking of running away and need help, call the runaway hotline. And there's a 1-800 number on the back of this. And I guess a portion of LCA's revenue from this video cassette will be donated to the National Fund for Runaway Children. Sounds like a pretty eye-opening type film, and I'll give it a look sometime, but it's something that, you know, I got to be in the right mood for. And sounds pretty tragic. And I mainly got it because it was cheap and it's a hard-to-find film. And it's by LCA, which is a company that is owned by New World Video. So that's why it kind of looks like a New World Video. Looks exactly like a New World videotape, but it's by LCA, which is a different company that they did. But this is Streetwise. Here's a film which is on DVD, but the cover art on this VHS is 10 times better. This is a film called Hammett. I got it because I never heard of it, and it's got Francis Ford Coppola. He produced it, or he was one of the producers. He was an executive producer, and it's directed by Wim Wenders, who directed Wings of Desire, a film I enjoyed. And it stars Roy Kinnear, you have Frederick Forrest, Peter Boyle. I believe it's based on a book. So, Dashiell Hammett was a man of mystery, and what if this now legendary writer of hard-boiled detective thrillers, a former advertising executive and a Pinkerton detective, actually lived the kind of caper that would later inspire him to write a classic like The Maltese Falcon? This Francis Ford Coppola presentation of Hammett deliciously poses that question. Directed by Wim Wenders, Wings of Desire, Hammett is a stylish what-if spellbinder set in 1928 San Francisco of shady alleyways, and even shadier characters. Pulp magazine writer Hammett, played by Frederick Forrest, needs inspiration. He gets it in the form of an old friend, played by Peter Boyle, who involves him and his neighbor Mary Lou Henner in a search for the missing girl in Chinatown. Naturally, nothing is ever quite what it seems, and the friendship proves a poor insurance policy in the world of crime. Beautiful designed and shot, Hammett is for anyone who craves the sheer giddy pleasure of a movie bursting with clever dialogue and sly ideas. Reviewed by Kirk Honeycutt from the Los Angeles Daily News. David Anson from Newsweek also liked it. So I'll give it a look sometime. It just sounded interesting enough to me, and it was cheap, so that's Hammett. And it kind of feels like it's a VHS update. But that's the kind of thing I just thought, if I was going to do a VHS collection video, I shouldn't just go, oh, here's Deception. Here's From Infinity. No, that's not how I roll. So anyway, this is Deception with Andy McDowell and Liam Neeson. A Liam Neeson movie that a lot of people probably forgot even existed, including me when I first found it. It's like an erotic thriller with Liam Neeson, pretty much, and Andy McDowell of all people. But I guess she's got a good performance in this. Danger lurks around every corner of the world, yet nothing can stop Bessie Farrell from putting together the puzzle of her husband's death and secret life. But she soon discovers that the only thing more treacherous than lies can be finding the truth. And it sounds interesting. I'll give it a look. I mean, Viggo Mortensen is also in this. And I believe I have this on I believe this is one of the films that's on the DVD that I have a bunch of erotic thrillers. But I mean, yeah, it definitely looks like an erotic thriller. I mean, you got two a guy and a girl making out on the bottom of the cover. You got Andy McDowell probably naked, putting her arms over her chest. The tagline, 94.95. No way. Did somebody pay that much for that? 94.95. That'll be 94.95. Thank you. Here's your VHS of Deception. What a deceiving crap. 94.95. What the fuck? Obsession, seduction, destruction. It's all part of the truth. So that's Deception. $94.95. Here's the documentary. It's called From Here to Infinity, The Ultimate Voyage. It's hosted by Patrick Stewart. This is something that was part of VHS Collection I inherited from my aunt. And this is basically a CGI sort of documentary tour through the cosmos, narrated by who else? Captain Picard himself, Patrick Stewart. So that's From Here to Infinity. Another thing VHS was inherited from my aunt. Trading Mom with Sissy Spacek and Anna Chlumsky. Chlumsky. No more vegetables. No more homework. No more cleaning your room. Basically, it's a lot like North, but like not as shitty, but still not that great. It's based on a popular children's short story, The Mommy Market, and it stars Sissy Spacek, Anna Chlumsky, and wasn't she the girl from My Girl? I think that's who that is. I'm trying to remember exactly what she's most famous for. And the story centers around the three Martin children: Elizabeth, played by Anna Chlumsky, Jeremy, played by Aaron Michael Netchick, and the mother, Sissy Spacek. Their friend, Mrs. Cavor, played by Maureen Stapleton, tells them of an ancient magic spell that will allow them to go to the mommy market and select a new mother. Though the curse of the film, they choose 3 different mothers. Fortunately, none of them is to their liking. Motherless and out of choices, they realize how much they love their own mother. Little magic, a lot of love, they bring her back. It's produced actually by Raffaella De Laurentiis, which is a little interesting. And Andre the Giant has a little cameo in this. So yeah, Andre the Giant. But yeah, Trading Mom, it's basically North, but with a gender flip. Well, not really. I mean, kind of. It's like North, but it's not as despicable and unlikable. It's a harmless flick. I saw it on TV years ago. Here's a movie I can watch. It's nothing that great. Bringing Down the House with Steve Martin and Queen Latifah. It's not a great movie, but, you know, I wouldn't even say it's outrageously funny. But I remember last time I saw it, I got some laughs out of it. I mean, Steve Martin is good, and I haven't seen it in years, but I remember it being okay. Like, decent. That's really about it. Here's something I watched, and this is actually this is Creepy Classics, with Vincent Price hosting it. He just puts a bunch of old clips from a bunch of old movies, and he introduces stuff, and it's really not that great. Hauntingly hilarious. There's nothing really that funny about this video. There's a trivia card that comes with it that after you watch the movie, try to answer these questions. And I fell asleep halfway through, and this isn't even that long of a video. This is literally like 20 minutes or something. It was something the Hallmark released. I didn't see Hallmark. I guess it's Vincent Price, you know, and yeah, I'm like, this is popped out, scary, you'll cringe, you'll howl, you'll call for pizza. See Vincent Price introduce Creepy Classics. Feel the thrill of recognizing your favorite B-movies. Hear the screams as you rewind the tape and play it again and again. Yeah, I don't play this again and again. I probably wouldn't watch this again, ever. It just was that, you know, pretty much forgettable. I'll keep it for collector's purposes, Vincent Price, but yeah, kind of disappointing for me. And you have a film called The Dangerous Woman with Deborah Winger and Barbara Hershey and Gabriel Byrne. It's a story of a woman no one noticed until it was too late. Oh no, they didn't notice her because of those Coke bottle glasses! Martha Horgan has always been different. Slow, awkward, and hopelessly out of sync, she's incapable of telling a lie in a world where lies are the norm. Martha is a dangerous woman. Academy Award nominee Deborah Winger gives a performance of her career in this riveting psychological drama / love story that also stars Oscar nominee Barbara Hershey and Gabriel Byrne. A fragile childlike spirit in a grown woman's body, Martha Winger lives in the guest house of a ranch owned by her Aunt Frances, played by Barbara Hershey. A young widow is caught in a dead-end affair with a married politician, and when the man's drunken wife wrecks her front porch, Frances hires handyman drifter Mackie, Gabriel Byrne, to repair the damage. Before long, Martha is overcome by a physical and emotional desire for Mackie. He is in turn strangely drawn to her simplicity and brutal honesty. Each is forever changed by the other, and their passion sets off a shocking chain of events that will turn their worlds upside down. Erotic, touching, funny, and courageous, this remarkable film is a real spellbinder. ABC Radio Network. It's directed by Stephen Gyllenhaal. And it's based on... written for the screen and produced by... See, I have a hard time reading the credits on this because they're fucking super kind short, super fucking tiny. Like, I literally have to look at the credits like this to read them. To see if there's any other person that was behind it. Carter Burwell did the music. Okay, the guy who did the music for Fargo. That's cool. Laurie Metcalf is also in it. David Strathairn. Executive producer is Kathleen Kennedy. And was written for the screen and produced by Naomi Foner. I don't know who that is. But yeah, it's this tiny shit. I can't even fucking read it. It's hard on my eyes. But anyway, A Dangerous Woman, Deborah Winger. A lot of these are cheap. That's the main reason why. I didn't pay anything more than 50 cents or $1. Here's a drama called Criss-Cross with Goldie Hawn, which my friend David says is like one of his least favorite movies. Like, he tries to watch it and he just to try to give it a chance for some reason every now and then. It's like, it still sucks. I've never seen it. But basically, I've seen the trailer before. It has Goldie Hawn in it. And definitely a role that she's really trying to stretch her acting talents here with this one. I guess she won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for a movie Cactus Flower in 1969. I didn't know that. But anyway, she creates a poignantly dramatic change of pace in Criss-Cross. Hawn gives a moving patroller, Mumblemouth, Mumblebrain, what the hell? Hawn gives a moving portrayal as Tracy Cross, a single mother trying to bring up her 12-year-old son, David Arnott, in his feature film debut. As the astronauts rise through space and towards their historic 1969 moon landing, Tracy and Chris find themselves down in an earthbound world of the topless bars and drug culture of Key West, Florida. There they struggle to recreate a happy family life after being abandoned by husband and father John, played by Keith Carradine, who was traumatized by his tour in Vietnam. Criss-Cross was directed by Academy Award-winning cinematographer Chris Mendes, who worked on The Killing Fields and The Mission, whose directorial debut film A World Apart was honored with a special grand jury prize in the 1988 Cannes Film Festival. It also has Arliss Howard in it, and Trevor Jones did the music. When your world falls apart, it takes a lot of love to put it back together. And there's Goldie Hawn in a topless bar. No, but that's not why I got it. Goldie Hawn's gonna get naked! Yeah, I want to see Goldie Hawn's tits. No, I like Goldie Hawn, and I'll give it a look sometime. It was cheap. Cheap is the main reason. And I'm a cheapskate. Side by Side, a comedy about jeans. Yeah, jeans. With Milton Berle, Sid Caesar, and Danny Thomas. It's a buddy comedy to keep you in stitches. Triborough Entertainment, directed by Jack Bender, who was probably on a bender when he directed this movie. It's a TV movie, because you have teleplay. And Leonard Maltin liked it, and Variety enjoyed it. What do you do when you're forced to retire, or when you simply lose your job, or what if you're just plain sick of it all and just quit? Abe, Charlie, and Louie have the perfect plan. Long, long, long ago, in a borough far, far away, three young boys began a friendship that would span a better part of the 20th century and last a lifetime. Now their answer to the golden years is blue. Jeans, that is. The description is corny. When these three buddies decide to start their own business, it takes a lot of courage and nerve to convince a bank to finance their wild scheme, but they manage it with some hilarious finagling. So goddamn corny. The result is Senior Sophisticates, a sportswear designed by seniors for seniors. Wow. Three friends and their new line of clothes are instant hit until rival fashion house have plots to unravel their success. Realizing the need for drastic action, Abe, Charlie, and Louie come up with a madcap plan to keep their business and prove that they can do anything if they stand side by side. I have a feeling I ever watched this, I'm going to be bored out of my goddamn mind. Sounds like a shitty-ass TV movie. And I got it because it was cheap. And I was like, Milton Berle and Sid Caesar, okay. But really, yeah. There's a movie called Death and the Maiden, a Sigourney Weaver movie, which is overlooked, and I think people who are fans of Sigourney should definitely check this out. Really interesting flick. It's directed by Roman Polanski. Yes, he's a dickhead. But Ben Kingsley's in it, does a great job as well. And from director Roman Polanski, Chinatown, Rosemary's Baby, Frantic, Bitter Moon, comes a shocking tale of redemption and revenge. Sigourney Weaver, Ben Kingsley, and Stuart Wilson star in this critically acclaimed psychological thriller about a woman's desperate search for justice at any price. 15 years ago, Paulina Escobar had her life shattered when she was taken prisoner and tortured by a sadistic doctor. Escobar is a name I don't buy. Sigourney Weaver, what is she playing? Some Hispanic? Really? Escobar? Okay. Maybe she married a Mexican guy. I don't know. Now, through a chance encounter, she may have found the man responsible for her nightmares, and tonight he's going to pay. So how far will she go to get even? And how can she be sure after so many years that she's found the right man? I thought it was a really good score, too. Wolftrack Keelar, who did the music for Bram Stoker's Dracula, did a good job with the score, I thought, as well. And I haven't seen this in years, but I remember catching this on cable, and I was just glued to the screen. And I'm definitely going to set this aside to watch this again. And look for this one on DVD, because I thought Sigourney Weaver was fantastic in this movie. So that's Death and the Maiden. Here's a TV movie, Death Sentence, with shitty cover art, cheap ads. I mean, this is really, it's platinum entertainment VHS. They use cheap DVDs too. The TV movie in the 70s. Right, to say it's not a TV movie, but if it's just a low budget movie, then it's produced by Aaron Spelling. It's a TV movie, and it's got Nick Nolte, Cloris Leachman, Lawrence Luckinbill, William Shallert. So it's got the guy who played Cybok in it. Great. I'm not watching that anytime soon. I'm not. I'm being honest. I'm not watching that anytime soon. We have Van Damme and Double Team. I'm trying to get this on DVD, but it's been a little bit too I don't really want to pay $5 for it. So I've been waiting to see if I can get it for cheaper. Once I do that, then I'll replace this. But I'm fine with the VHS for right now. I enjoy this movie. Maybe you could say it's a guilty pleasure. It's not the worst movie ever. Just some good fight choreography. The stuff with the tiger is pretty memorable. Mickey Rourke does a good job as a bad guy. Van Damme's awesome. Rodman is tolerable, but out of the two, between Knockoff and Double Team, I probably like Double Team more than Knockoff. So that's Double Team of Van Damme. Here's a movie called Catch-22. I haven't seen this. I'm keeping this because it's supposedly a great movie and like one of the best war movies ever. And I've never seen it before. It's directed by Mike Nichols, who go on to direct. I think he directed Chinatown. I think he directed that, and it's got a lot of people. It's got Martin Balsam. It's based on a popular novel. Richard Benjamin, Art Garfunkel, who likes to call himself Arthur Garfunkel here. Jack Gilford, Buck Henry, Bob Newhart, Anthony Perkins, Paul Prentice, Martin Sheen, John Voight, and Orson Welles, and a screenplay by Buck Henry. So it's Catch-22. Yeah, just hairy chest with medals and the hairy chest VHS. We have this movie called Talent for the Game with Edward James Olmos, and this cover art is hilarious. I think it is. He's just way too excited, and he looks like Geraldo Rivera. Is he excited? Like the Geraldo finally got got into spring training. Yes, I got into spring training. I'm gonna get the latest scoop. It's just so, it's too much. I understand. It's like, yes, I won. But it just. Pull back on the emotion. I mean, it's called Talent for the Game, so it makes it look like he's like, yes, I'm talented enough. I have talent, yeah. It's like, okay, we don't need to celebrate that much that you have talent. Come on now. So Lorraine Bracco is in it as well, and it's written by Robert M. Young, and it's music by David Newman, and basically a Major League Baseball scout, Virgil Sweet, lives for the coming of spring, the scent of fresh-cut grass, the sight of blistering fastballs burrowing into catcher's mitt, and the sound of the umpires play ball. But the spring Virgil's career is threatened when the team's new owner decides to eliminate the scouting program, and Virgil along with it, which is retarded. Really fucking stupid. Oh, get rid of the scouting program. Yeah, we don't need any new talent. We're just gonna get nothing but free agents and overpay them. Yeah, get rid of the scouting team. We don't need that. Like, what kind of fucking baseball team would ever do something stupid like? But anyway, his only hope lies in finding a gifted prospect to save the struggling franchise. So Edward James Olmos plays Virgil Sweet, whose career balances on a young pitching phenom played by Jeff Corbett, and then you have Academy Award nominee Lorraine Bracco from Goodfellas, stars as Virgil's girlfriend, who challenges the veteran big leaguer to hold on to his values and dreams as he undertakes the toughest contest of his life. So it's like, the typical sort of baseball drama. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but I remember seeing the trailer. It looked interesting, and I like Edward James Olmos, but it seems like a miscast to me, though. I don't really buy Edward James Olmos as a baseball player. I don't know. But hey, I might pull it off. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't really have any sort of genuine criticisms I can give to it. Here's a movie called The Girl in a Swing. I got it because of all the good reviews and Meg Tilly and, well, I don't know. And I saw the trailer and I thought it looked interesting. I know a couple of my friends, I think one of my friends saw it. It doesn't look good at all. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. But anyway, Roger Ebert thought it was Gene Siskel, liked it. He called it a sexy supernatural thriller. He said Tilly is mesmerizing. Roger Ebert owes as much to Hitchcock as to 9.5 Weeks. I said Jamie Bernard from the NY Post, The Spellbinder, The Passion, The Pain, The Murder, The Consequences, The Girl in the Swing. It's like something like I'd see in the Red Shoe Diaries. Anyway, overseas on business, Alan, played by Rupert Fraser, meets Karen Meg Tilly, a hauntingly beautiful young woman possessing a sensual air of mystery. Flirtations turn flares into burning desire as they enter into a strangely powerful and deeply passionate relationship. A relationship made even closer by the psychic powers which they share. Interesting. But their seemingly idyllic life together is soon haunted by strange visions. Karen panics for smoldering in her past is a dark, tempestuous secret. A secret which he knows could destroy Alan's love for her, which is being revealed to him by terrifying, mysterious signs and voices he doesn't yet understand. Their turbulent love seems doomed by a hidden pain, as spirits of a terrible past are poised to reveal the secret of the girl in a swing. Almost sounds like a song, too. Like, literally like a song of, like, the Smashing Pumpkins would sing, like, the girl in a swing, swinging around. Anyway, Gordon Hessler directed it, and I'll give it a look sometime. So, Girl in a Swing. And then just make Tilly be mad. I'm angry! Ah! Anyway, there's that. Here's Brooke Shields and Wet Gold. Wet Gold. Yeah, there's a movie called Wet Gold with Brooke Shields. Wet Gold. Gold lured them to the deep. Greed and jealousy led them to terror. Really? Terror? Terror? Really? The hope of finding riches beyond the comprehension lures four desperate characters through the treacherous waters off the Florida Keys in Wet Gold. Laura, played by Brooke Shields, is a gorgeous waitress who believes in old beach bums Burgess Meredith's tale about the wreck of the Santa Cruz and its fabulous treasure of gold bullion. But she's going to need help to locate the fortune. Along with her jealous boyfriend and a sexy deep-sea diver, the four of them set off to find the gold. Underwater, the sea holds many dangers, but on board, greed, hate, and lust are just as deadly in this exciting and explosive adventure saga. Yeah, Brooke Shields in Wet Gold. That's like literally it's just a wet t-shirt joke. I mean, even got her on the back like so wet. It's like we're gonna Brooke Shields in a movie. We're gonna call it Wet Gold. We're gonna get you wet, and you're gonna be covered in water, and you're gonna get the guys wet. Come on, like really, it's just a double entendre entire title. I haven't seen the movie yet, but come on, Wet Gold, really? That's what a title! What a title! Here we have a movie called Burndown, starring Peter Firth and Kathy Moriarty and Mystery Murder and Meltdown. I was really excited when I found this because it's only VHS. I think so, and there's actually a novel. Yeah, it's actually a novel. It's based on a novel by Stuart Collins. The reason why I was excited about this, because I like the idea behind this movie. I think it sounds interesting. And basically, a nuclear leak transforms murder to meltdown. Once a boomtown on the cutting edge of the nuclear power industry, Thorpeville is now a ghost town. Its giant silos temporarily silenced. Now heat is generated by local reports of several bizarre murders. The local police chief, Peter Firth, attempts to crack the mystery, are dogged by the caretaker boss of the nuclear plant and a beautiful reporter, played by Kathy Moriarty, raging bull, wide of the eye, who will do anything to break the story herself. When a third victim sets the Geiger counter screaming, the long-kept secrets suddenly come to light. Can the unthinkable be true? Is the reactor on the brink of a meltdown that will spread contamination like a monstrous plague? Follow the incredible conspiracy to its corrupt core and discover the horrifying Thorpeville legacy, Burndown. And I think it's interesting to see Peter Firth play a good guy. He's a good guy in this. I haven't seen it yet, but he's playing the guy investigating everything. So Peter Firth in a role where he's not playing a villain will be interesting to check out. And I just thought the idea of it. You know, a murder mystery centering around a nuclear power plant. All right, Burndown. So I'll set that one aside for later, too, because I want to check that out. And here we have a movie called Malicious with Molly Ringwald, which is basically like Molly Ringwald's thriller. They said it's a drama here. It's not a drama. Mistake. Whoever put the sticker on here. Anyway, Molly Ringwald's in Malicious, and the basic gist of the plot is an anonymous encounter with a dangerously beautiful stranger turns a college athlete's comfortable world around in this seductive thriller. After an uninhibited encounter with the mysterious Melissa, played by Molly Ringwald, Doug, played by Patrick McGaw, returns to his loving girlfriend Laura, played by Sarah Lazaz. But Melissa has other plans. Believing she loves Doug, despite his rejection, she ingeniously chips away at his idyllic life, stopping at nothing, not even murder, to get revenge. But when Melissa focuses her deadly sights on Laura, Doug must take matters into his own hands and end her obsession once and for all. This is Molly Ringwald playing, not playing the good girl, playing the bad girl for once, and trying to do her own sort of Fatal Attraction, Hand That Rocks the Cradle sort of thing. Or Poison Ivy. And I'll give it a look sometime. I just thought it was interesting, and it was cheap, and, you know, to see Molly Ringwald in this type of role I think would be interesting. So that's that. And here's a film called Heart of Dixie, which is a really random cover. And when the old South collided with the North. It's a drama. It's a period piece. It's directed by Martin Davidson. It's got Don Michael Paul in it, Kurtwood Smith, Virginia Madsen, Ali Sheedy, Phoebe Cates, and Treat Williams. And when a pampered white college student witnesses the brutal racial beating of a young black man at a rock and roll concert, she decides to stand up for what she believes is right. In the tradition of Mississippi Burning comes this powerful story about a courageous co-ed in the Deep South during the late 1950s. Ali Sheedy stars as Maggie, a senior at Alabama's Randolph University who questions the very fabric of Southern life after coming face to face with the horrors of segregation and bigotry. While her best friend, Virginia Madsen, tries to keep Maggie on the traditional path of a Southern belle, a fellow student, Phoebe Cates, and a freelance news photographer, Treat Williams, attempt to show Maggie she can no longer be passive to the civil rights movement that is beginning to swirl around her. Filled with the sights and sounds of the era, Heart of Dixie is shockingly real and emotionally shattering. And I really like Mississippi Burning, so I'll give this a look sometime. Maybe I'll review Mississippi Burning and then check this one out. They seem like two films that are, you know, pretty much alike in their plots. And these are tough to watch, but these are movies that are important. And Mississippi Burning was a tough movie for me to watch, but at the same time, it was a really enthralling experience because I was really involved in the film and I really felt emotionally involved in the proceedings. And that's an example of a great film. Now, this is one last tape for this part because I just went through one tote. I'm going to go through more totes. I got more totes to go through. I got a shelf of VHSs. I got VHS over behind here. You know, if I I feel like an idiot. Like over there where my elbow is pointing, like at this thing. I can't do it. Over here. There we go. Behind there is more movies. So yeah, I got plenty. This is just the beginning. But anyway, last one is a film called Impulse. And this is a movie starring Teresa Russell. Really kind of a lame cover art. It really does not put her in the most flattering light at all. She's like, oh shit, wind! I'm stuck in the wind machine! She's an undercover cop. She's seduced by a fantasy. She's trapped in a mystery, led by a dangerous impulse. It's directed by Sandra Locke, who I believe is one of Clint Eastwood's former wife, I think. And she also directed Rat Boy. And there's something a little wild, a little dangerous, even a little kinky about Lottie Mason. That's why she's LA's best undercover vice cop. And that's why she may have gone too far. Ravishing Black Widow star Teresa Russell spins another web of crime and stylish suspense, and director Sandra Locke's stylish and police crime and suspense, and I mixed up stylish. Spins another web of crime and suspense, and director Sandra Locke's stylish police action thriller Impulse. I prefer characters who are out of control, says Russell, whose film credits include Straight Time, The Razor's Edge, and Insignificance. As Vice Decoy Lottie, Russell gets that kind of character. Lottie's teetering on the thin line separating her straight arrow life as a cop from the lurid, tantalizing life of neon glitz she pretends to lead. Jeff Fahey also co-stars as the assistant DA whose romance with Lottie hits hard times when she becomes both suspect number one and the next potential victim in the murder case. And George Dzunda from The Beast and No Way Out is a police lieutenant who, if he can't get to first base with Lottie, would just as soon get her 10 to life. Every great cop thriller has a beautiful woman. This time she's the cop. Russell is tough, sensual, and sensational, and an impulse that's hard to resist. If you're looking for thrills, and this one delivers the goods, Jeffrey Lyons. I always seem to agree with a lot of Jeffrey Lyons' opinions. There's another tagline, it's easy to lose control. So I also have another movie called Impulse, which is like a sort of science fiction horror / sort of mystery thriller, interesting one with, I believe it has Chris Sarandon in it. I think that's who it is. I could be completely wrong. But this is the other Impulse. So that's Impulse. Sometime you'll see the other Impulse someday. But anyway, that's it for part 1 of my VHS collection. Stay tuned for more. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys later. See ya.